Hello everybody, this is Jam Solo, and I wanted to do a little tutorial about something I think is very important, which is musical time. And when I'm talking about time, I mean the metronomical, clockwork kind of time that drum machines have, and DAWs, also the kind of time that we usually have in danceable music. So when people want to move, they want to feel confident that the time is there. And in most settings where I play, it is something that is desired, a very steady time, steady beat. And so there are several ways to learn this and to work on this. I found a method which involves loops, and yeah, I'll better just show you. So I've programmed a loop here, and it's a 4-bar loop. And on the 4th bar, I drop out the loop. So this is the step above just practicing with a metronome. In the 4th loop, I don't have a reference point. I just need to keep going. And I'll just start playing the loop. It goes like this. It's the 3rd bar and the 4th. Right. So I'll start simply by just doing a simple bass line. I'll just come up with something now. And I'll have to keep it going over the 4th bar. So. So after doing that a little while, you could start improvising a little bit. Okay, so now we have done the simplest part of this exercise, which is just taking away 1 bar of the 4-bar loop. We're going to try and take away 2 bars, and I'll still be playing sort of the same bass pattern. So as you do this, you will notice some tendencies. For instance, I usually have a tendency to drag a little bit, to be a bit behind. And this is okay, you just have to play with it, have fun with it, experiment. I also notice when I'm making this video that I do kind of play less confidently than I do when I just play by myself, which is also an indication that this is an unusual situation for me, and I get a little bit nervous. That's also all right. You just have to keep on experimenting, having fun with it. So we're gonna move on to the hardest level that I've prepared, which is just 1 bar. Of course, I forget now that you could also do the same thing as I did with the first exercise, which is just have some fun jamming and just improvising around this, so we'll still be in A minor and just running around the fretboard while still trying to keep in time, like this. Also, you could maybe stay on the bass line for the actual beat and then just solo or improvise when there's no beat. That makes it a little bit harder still. So, all right, we'll do the solo first. So you get the point, and it's all about just having fun and playing with it. And you might not be, I'll stop this for a while. You might not be able to do this at first. You might have to start with exercise number 1, and that's totally cool. I started with exercise number 1. In fact, of course, I started with a metronome like everybody else. And so this is, the next one is the hardest one that I prepared, which is just 1 beat and 4 bars loop, or 1, I'm sorry, 1 bar of the 4 bar loop. Here we go. So as you can see, I have a tendency of dragging. When I'm not early. Okay, so also you could try something like you could try and talk at the same time as you're playing. Like this, you can talk about the exercise and how hard it is to stay in time while doing something else, as you can see. But again, just have fun with it. I mean, if you can do this, good, you know, you'll have excellent time. And there's plenty of other stuff you could do and just change it up to make it interesting for yourself. Of course, the obvious one is to take out even more of the beat. So we could, maybe we could take out just everything except what is up to the second quarter note. Dragging. But it ain't too bad. And this is something I can practice for a little while. And I think maybe that's the key. Just practice it for a little while. Don't overdo it because it will get boring. It will become a chore. And you don't want music to become a chore. So I guess that concludes today's lesson. I also just want to quickly mention that I find there's a distinction between what we call time and what we call pulse. The pulse is something maybe a conductor will give you, or when when you're playing in a band, you have a collective pulse. You look at each other, everybody nods and they're ready to, like you count in, everybody's moving their body. So you have a lot of visual cues. But when it comes to metronomical time, it's an internal feeling, an internal clock. And every drummer you play with, and any musician you play with, it doesn't matter if you play bass or if you play keyboards or guitar or drums or whatever, or even singers, to have good metronomical time is a very good skill to have. Especially, there's so many musical situations where it's applicable. There'll be maybe you're doing a one bar fill all by yourself, and you don't want to be early or you don't want to be dragging it. You want to be right on time. Anyways, this was the first lesson from Jam Solo's online music school or something. I don't know the name yet, but it was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you.